South Park takes a bold swing at Brendan Carr with cat poop, while Kyle's mom makes a dramatic trip to Israel. Spoiler alert, this article reveals key plot points from the latest South Park episode. Where do we even start with this week's South Park? After a surprising one-week delay, officially because creators Trey and Matt Stone couldn't finish the episode on time, but many suspect it was also to distance themselves from the recent tragedy involving Charlie Kirk's murder. Fans were left wondering what direction the show would take. Known for fearlessly tackling sensitive topics, Parker and Stone faced a particularly tense moment given the recent surge in political violence, including the chilling shooting at an ICE detention center in Dallas, Texas. It seemed like a tough moment to dive into such hot-button issues. So, instead, they chose a less politically explosive, but still deeply relevant subject: the ongoing war in Gaza. For the first time since Israel's military actions in Gaza began 2 years ago, South Park directly addressed the conflict, but true to form, in their uniquely irreverent style. The episode kicks off with the kids at South Park Elementary engaging in betting on prediction markets like Kashi and Polymarket. One of the most talked about bets? Whether Kyle's mom would launch an attack on Gaza and destroy a Palestinian hospital. Surprisingly, Cartman isn't the one who created this bet. However, once he realizes how much money he could make by manipulating the odds, he devises a cunning plan. Ever since Kyle got all pissed off, the odds are going up that his mom will attack Gaza, Cartman explains. We can influence Kyle to keep the odds rising. It's a conflict of interest, but it's also a way to make more cash. All we have to do is keep Kyle angry and get him to say anti-Semitic stuff about his mom to push the odds even higher. It's pure rage bait. This sets off a secondary storyline featuring Donald Trump Jr., who is humorously portrayed as the strategic advisor for predictive markets, chair of the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, CFTC, and a special advisor to Israel. Kyle finds himself caught in a confusing back and forth with Trump Jr. as he tries to get the controversial bet removed from the app. If it's offensive, you should talk to the FCC. Talk to Brendan Carr, Trump Jr. tells Kyle, setting up the episode's most memorable and provocative moment. But before we get there, let's talk about what Donald Trump himself is up to in this episode. After discovering that he's about to become a father to Satan's baby, Trump becomes obsessed with getting rid of the child. Unfortunately for Brendan Carr, the FCC Commissioner, he keeps showing up at the worst possible moments, accidentally interfering with Trump's schemes and injuring himself repeatedly. By the end of the episode, Carr has contracted toxoplasmosis, a disease transmitted through exposure to cat feces. A doctor warns Vice President J.D. Vance that if the infection reaches Carr's brain, he could lose his freedom of speech. This darkly humorous twist raises an eyebrow. Is South Park suggesting a link between health and free speech rights? And what does this say about the real-world FCC and its commissioners? Meanwhile, Kyle's mom never actually bombs Gaza. Instead, she makes a bold journey to Israel, where she confronts Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu with a scathing rebuke. Just who do you think you are? Killing thousands and flattening neighborhoods, then wrapping yourself in Judaism like it's some shield from criticism. This line hits hard, challenging the often unspoken assumption that political actions are immune from scrutiny when cloaked in religious or cultural identity. But here's where it gets controversial. South Park's portrayal of these real-world figures and events is bound to spark debate. Is the show crossing a line by mixing humor with such sensitive geopolitical issues? Or is it holding up a mirror to the absurdity and complexity of modern conflicts in media? What do you think? Does South Park's approach help us understand these issues better? Or does it risk trivializing them? Share your thoughts below and let's get the conversation started.